Last year, before 4th of July, I was talking to my friend Zach, and we were just talking about some cool things. And he mentioned to me what his family tradition was in the past. He said that him and his brothers used to get together every year on a big basketball court, and they would go and they'd set up obstacles and they'd have firework wars with each other. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, that sounds like the craziest thing ever. I want to be part of that. And I said, what's it going to take for us to do that? And so last year, he went and put the whole thing together, and we did the first annual Firework War. And it was the most just crazy, intense thing I'd ever been part of. We got there and we had full face masks, we had knee pads, we had everything on, and we started shooting Roman candles and bottle rockets and all sorts of everything we could find at the fireworks store, and we're shooting them at each other and, for about an hour. It was amazing. And for the most part, there's no real injuries. One guy showed up to a firework war with short sleeves on, which didn't make much sense. He got shot in the arm and it kind of hit something. It was spurting blood, which was really bad. There was one that was bad. One of the guys, a little skinnier guy, he picked up a mortar, which we were shooting the mortars in the sky, and we weren't supposed to shoot at each other, but I think he got upset. Picked it up and he turned it on us and he shot it, and the kickback actually came and hit his collarbone and shattered his collarbone. He had to go to the ER. And so that was like one bad thing from last year. So we thought, you know, this year we got to do a little bit different. We need to make some rules. Last year it was no holds barred last year. This year we were gonna have some rules. So we set up some rules, and we wanted to really kind of be a little more strategic about it this year to make people more safe, but also so we could have a lot more fun. We found out what fireworks had the most amount of fun with the least amount of possibility of death. And so that's kind of what we started doing. And so we went and Zach went and mapped out the whole strategic layout of what the course is going to be like, and how he was going to set up things so that while we were in the middle of the war, things would be exploding from all sorts of different areas. He had these piccolo peat bombs that had pine cones on top of them, so you'd be running and all of a sudden things would explode and pine cones would be flying and you felt like you were actually in a war, and it was the most amazing thing. So we mapped out the whole process first, and then we went to Fat City Fireworks, which is about, I don't know, 10, 15 miles outside of Boise. And I think it's in an Indian reserve or something, because when you go there, you have all sorts of different rules. Like, you go there and they've got not just like the good fireworks, but they've got the good fireworks. And you can get anything you want. You can get the mortars, the huge, like just everything you can dream of is there. And this place is literally, it's like looking out into a grocery store. Like, you get a shopping cart and you walk around and you fill this thing full of as many fireworks as you can afford. And it's like the most crazy experience. In fact, we had these two little kids. They said that they'd been working there since they were like 3 years old. And they're walking around and we're like picking up a big old thing. It's like, no, that one sucks, grab this one. And they're like coaching us on which fireworks were the best to get. And we're getting our cart full. And we were strategically remembering from the year before, like what things would have the biggest impact. When you leave, it's kind of funny because they have you sign a paper that basically says that you will not blow these up in Idaho. So as soon as you leave the Indian reservation, everything you have, you can't blow up in Idaho, which of course we didn't blow it up in Idaho. We went to some other state that allows those things. And then we came back, and Zach and his brothers and everyone came and set up this fort, and that was the beginning of the second annual Firework War. My name is Russell Brunson, and I'm part of an underground group of entrepreneurs that you've probably never even heard of before. We don't rely on cash from venture capitalists to get started, and we don't even have goals to go public either. In fact, our motivation is the exact opposite. You see, we have products and services and things that we know change people's lives. But because we're fighting against the big brands, people with literally unlimited budgets, we have to do things differently. We have to do things smarter. We don't have financial safety nets because every test we take is with our own money. We have to be profitable from day number one. So how do we do that? How is that even possible? If you ask the MBAs or look in your college textbooks, they will tell you that what we are doing is impossible, yet it's happening every single day. And it's happening through an art and a science that we call funnel hacking. It's not really something that I can explain to you, it's something I have to show you. These stories are a glimpse of entrepreneurs just like you who have a dream and a vision who want to change the world in their own little way. I use the funnel hacking process to help make their dreams become a reality. Yes, we are funnel hackers, and these are our stories.
Behind me, we got a lot of structures. We got 2 forts. We got a tower in the middle, and the fuse will go all the way around the tower, continually lighting fountains and other effects that'll go off in the middle for all the spectators out watching. We'll have lots of fun music to keep the adrenaline high for the players and also for the viewers and the spectators. They'll be able to sit there and have their own little dance party in the grass while there's lots of booming and banging and explosions going on in the arena. So it's going to be epic. It's going to be the best battle we've had ever. And while that's going on, we'll have ground troops on both sides advancing on each other's forts with bottle rocket rifles, with crackling balls, grenades, smoke balls, and all the fun fireworks for adults. Each player will get a pack of his own Roman candles, lots of missiles, fountains, grenades, crackling balls, ground blooms. Each player gets a tiki torch, and so this will be the American side. On the other side of the court, we have a Britain side. So we got the redcoats advancing on the Patriots over here. Of course, every player is armed with their own facial gear to protect, the most vital parts, your eyes. Players, everything else is optional. Gloves, knee pads, all those kind of things to protect you from advancing and rolling and ducking and diving on the sport court because it's concrete. Russell and I definitely are going to be the Patriots. We're going to be blowing away every redcoat that's trying to surround us and flank us and advance on our fort. But we're going to, just like the Patriots of old, we're going to unify and dominate.
As a participant, I've actually only done it one time. It's been a little while, and it's quite a bit bigger than it has been in the past. So
the history of the Firework War traces back to childhood days in Texas, where we would throw fireworks at each other and launch different things at each other, and that carried over when we moved to Idaho. One year we just decided to build a structure, a fort on our sport court, and attack it and have people defend it. And that kind of spawned these annual events where two teams just go at it against each other, throwing, launching, shooting, firing fireworks at each other until we either run out of fireworks or somebody gets injured severely. And this year's gonna be the biggest year ever, so it should be a great event.
No, you ran into me. I stand there and you like run right up. I'm like, are you about to? No, you run like...
That was pretty fun, don't you think?
That was a blast, man. One of my highlights was when you were up against the fort, like trying to figure out where the dang fuse was. Because part of the hard part of the war is like getting the fuses all prepped and getting them in the flame to light it.
And you have the mask that's like, you can kind of see through the mask, but it's kind of foggy, and so you're like
foggy.
trying to find the
There's
thing.
tons of smoke because we got these giant smoke balls that light
Everywhere.
off so much smoke. And like we started the course and started the whole war with like 4 of these bad boys, and we constantly were throwing these. So mixed with the fog and the smoke and
Fire flying at your face everywhere.
yeah. So Russell's up against the wall, like trying to figure out what he's going to shoot next. And one of my brothers comes and attacks him and takes like a Roman candle almost point blank to this guy. And he gets this
I've got the
massive,
wounds to prove it.
massive burn on his neck.
That was pretty big. Plus, if you notice, like, this one I deserve. This was like a stupidity burn. I have a bandage on now. My fingers pretty much melted off. Last year, people would throw like fountains at us and you catch them and then throw them back. It was really fun. So someone threw one of the ground flowers at me. I saw it coming and it hit the ground. I'm like, sweet, so I'll go to grab it. I had a glove on, so I'm not a complete idiot, right? So I picked it up and I think I grabbed right where like the little flame that's usually spinning that thing, and it's just like a blowtorch burned through the glove, into my skin, into my bones, like, ah! And it just, so I had to run, there's buckets of water. I was like, stick my hand in the bucket, and it burned the entire night. And then I got these 2 that like melted through my shirt and just, they're still oozing. I think I got mostly injuries. You got one though, that's
I got
pretty
one
amazing.
really bad one.
He had one that bounced off his chest and into his shirt, burning his chest, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, my brother and I, we took cover behind the exact same pallet, and we both popped up at the same time because you can't see, where you are because the fog and the smoke. And my brother, who has no mercy, he like puts it point blank to my chest, and I had a button-up shirt, and it hits me in the chest, fall down my shirt, and blows up across my pec.
It's
Basically
gone.
burned it all off.
The good news is we ended up winning. They came out last minute with flags to call defeat. Unfortunately for them, you guys had already loaded up and shots were being fired while they had the peace flags up. Didn't matter, it was over.
That was hilarious.
So yeah, overall, it was an amazing experience. Nobody died.
Yeah.
Nobody broke anything this year.
I think the big highlight of this year, it felt like you're getting shot at by fountains the entire time because you're running under these piccolo pea bombs and these fountains. And then all of a sudden the bad guys would pop up behind the pallet and take you out with the Roman candle. So overall, amazing experience.
Amazing. Don't try this at home though. Do not try this at home.
Yeah, I would not recommend doing
We're
this.
trained professionals.
Yeah, I've been doing this for years.
Yeah, but it was awesome. Next year we on again?
Yeah, next year we have even more epic ideas to make this even a better event.
Same time, same place.
You better come and watch it while it's free because eventually this will be a high admission entertainment.
Oh yeah. That's it, guys.